Oh, hold on. Hello, Pookie. Hi. Welcome to 1111, which is a segment from my podcast where I talk about a topic for 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I apologize for my voice. I'm like, okay, I'm getting sick, but like it's one of those quickie like colds where it's going to be gone in like 2 days, and I've just been like, overdosing on Robitussin, Robitussin, the medicine. You know what I'm talking about. You know what, Robo, Ro, Robitussin, Ro, the red one, the one for the cough and the cold and stuff. It's very good. Robusi. I just called it Robusi. But I've just been like taking so much of that. I don't know if it's like the best, but um I'm not getting sick like that. I am a firm believer that you are what you tell yourself. So literally just be like, I'm not sick. Not me. Not me. And then like your mind is just like, okay, all right, Pete, got me there. So now you're not sick. But I'm sorry for that. And I've been like kind of like like look at my face. You better watch this on YouTube. Look my eyebrow automatically lifts like with my anyway. Sorry, that was probably very disgusting, and I'm so sorry. But hi. I've been like okay. So I think it's Scorpio has been in like the orbit, right? Alexa, what astrology sign are we in? Girl, Alexa, stop. What astrological sign are we in? Sagittarius, which you know I'm in my prime optimist Sagittarius, so I'm an optimist, man. Keep it all real. I'm a prophetess. So at least you take an L off your bucket list. It's time to make hits and it's time to diss. How you still diss and still can't write some hits? Oh, you're working. I'm just flying back the white guy. That is like the best Nicki Minaj song, which I know I talked about this in my last week's episode, which okay. I have to stop before episodes because my we're gonna talk about this on Sunday, but today's topic is kind of like owning up to your wrongs or like realizing when you're doing too much. I think being sexy includes realizing when you're wrong, and I personally feel like it's very important to like realize when you're wrong. And I have this tendency to overthink a lot. I understand. I'm very self-aware of my overthinking. It could be worse. I couldn't be thinking. It could be worse. But sometimes my overthinking gets me in a little bit of trouble. And I wanted to apologize to the friend that I talked about in that episode because I don't think I was being nice, and I was not being considerate of their emotions. Although it is my podcast and I can talk about whatever I want, but we cannot be so stone. Say hit me from Atlanta, say you miss me. Well. I Stone Cold by Mariah the Scientist. But I realized we cannot be so stone cold, okay? That's not cute. Like that's not my, absolute favorite thing to do in the world. Like I do not wake up and I'm not like, how can I be so stone cold? Like how can I be rude to people today? Like that's not my objective. At least not mine. Like I don't want to wake up and be like, how can I be rude? So I want to apologize to that person. Um I don't know. I think it's important to like realize when you've said something incorrectly or when you've said something mean. I'm not a mean person. I'm not. So I think it's very important, and I think what I said was very rude and very like Like, girl, come on. They literally just like hit you up to just ask how you've been. I just okay, I think this ties in with the topic as well, like friends. I think like we're gonna do a mixture of like owning when you're wrong. Um, okay, when you apologize, you do not get to decide like that you hurt someone. So when someone tells you you hurt me, or like you hurt my emotions, or like you know your actions caused me to whatever, it is not your job to decide if it's true or not. So you're going to apologize for your actions. One apology that I hate is like, I'm sorry you felt that way. That's not an apology, and we're fighting. I'm about to suck you in your face. Don't tell me I'm sorry you felt that way. Another apology is like, one really good one that I personally always, whenever I say sorry, I'm always like, I'm very sorry. I'm always like, I'm very sorry, because I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. And I would like to like include things that I'll do to fix the issue, or I'll like to include, a sense of like a description of my apology, and like what I'm apologizing for, because sometimes people don't know what they're apologizing for, and they'll just say sorry and they'll move on. Like, no, you need to understand what you're apologizing for. And that's also very important. So whenever, like, especially men, I found that men are a little bit like crazy with their apologies, because okay, I was driving with my boss, and he has a phone call, and he's like, well, because like it was an issue with what the project or whatever, and he's like, well, I guess I did this, but I don't. He was like, I guess I did this, but ultimately it wasn't my fault because they didn't yada yada yada. When you own up to your wrong and you're like, I guess, or you're like, whatever. No, you have to be like, you have to know what you did wrong in order to apologize, or else your behavior won't, change. And I think that's like the most important part of an apology is like, how are you going to change your behavior? Like, how are we going to, be better? Also, like, I'm not the type of person that is like, use like second chances or whatever. I'm absolutely no one to not give anyone second chances, because I think that's insane. I'm also not anyone to just like, stick around like a, Tristan Thompson thing. Like, I'm no. No. But I do understand life is difficult. Me being like, I understand life is difficult, and then going off on my friend for not texting in over a year. But like, come on, it's a year. A year. You left me undelivered for a year. You did not have 1 minute to like, hey, in a whole year. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. And I was venting to this with my boss, and they were like, I think you're just overthinking. And I was like, no, I probably was. I am. I totally 1,000% am I overthinking. But that's not the point. The point is, I am still not going to, have a friendship with that person. But I did realize that I need to not overanalyze people's actions too much, because that ends up hurting others when you assume their initial purpose of their actions. I think that's very important, is to like not assume things that people are doing. I've been like, okay, I've been building this habit where I don't assume that people are mad at me. I am just like, if you're mad at me, you're going to tell me, or I'm going to ask you, hey, like, what's your deal? I'm not going to like assume anything, because at that point, like, we're all adults. Like, we all, like, if you have an issue communicating, that's on you. Like, that's your problem. But anyways, this all started because friends. I felt, a little bit in my feelings that I was undelivered for a year. Call me crazy, but I've known like the busiest humans ever, and they'll be able to text. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to give you a pass for a year. I'll give you a pass for like 3 months, 2 months. A year is bonkers. But also like, it also depends on the relationship, because my best friend Anna or Roshni or Jocelyn, or honestly, like, whoever you have a really good relationship with, I think it's fine. But like, with someone that's already rocky, a year is crazy. Anyways, sorry, I keep talking about this and I'm trying not to talk about it. It's just, I just have to. I just have to. It's part of my nature. I'm sorry. But yeah, friends. I think I'm not going to be able to reach with what I want to talk to you about. So it's gonna be like realizing when you're in the wrong with friends, and like apologizing to friends. That's good. That's good. But anyways, I it's important to realize what friends to like apologize to, and be able to like continue the friendship. Like, I feel like the friend has to really matter to you for you to like, get over like a hurdle. I think for me at least, it has to like be people that I genuinely love. I don't I'm not going to waste my time with people. So it's like I genuinely have to love you. But anyways, that's today's topic. I love you so much. Please be safe. Bye.